I'll just take the pillow out altogether. Where's my camera? Beautiful. Namaste and welcome, yogis, beautiful humans, friends of the sanctuary, and newcomers. Today, this class is going to be about body and breath. My name is Gypsy, and you can hear that we're coming to you from the sounds of nature. Body and breath is in direct relation, and we are able to feel the bridge between how when we breathe, we're breathing in the elements of our planet. From the oxygen that these trees and these plants are giving off, we take it in. If we become a container, then as we exhale, we give it back out. Our carbon dioxide sustains the life in a symbiotic relationship with our earth. At this time in our life, our earth is going through a resetting, as we are as well, by staying inward and taking this time to feel what it's like to be embodied in our homes. And inside of our body is the true home. We can move house, we can move location, we can shift our dynamic, and even use our minds to propel ourselves to somewhere else in our imagination. But the only place we have to live in is this temple body. So I'd like to share a practice today on how we can really take care of it and honor it, respect it, and listen to what it has to say. As we inhale, we experience an expansion of filling up, almost like a giant balloon. We fill up the container of this temple body. We are holding all the elements in that oxygenated breath. As we exhale, and I'm so empty that I can't even talk. So think about or feel into that experience. When we inhale, we're now holding the power to do and be active. When we exhale, we're now not holding anything. Yet we're an empty container being held by the universe. And as we are empty, we have to let go. We have to surrender. We have to be in that yin space, the receiving space. So as we practice together today, we're going to be expanding and contracting breath. We'll be holding the breath, we'll be letting it go. And we'll utilize how the breath moves the body. And in that, I hope that you can feel that hidden power that both comes from within you and also comes from being held by the great universe, our planet. So let's begin by closing our eyes, coming to a comfortable position in our seat, and arriving and just simply pausing to listen. Listen to all the sounds that you hear. The sounds coming through our video today, from the ocean to the voices. Perhaps the sounds you hear in your own home. From the furthest distant sounds to the ones that are closest to you. Listen with presence. Beautiful yogis. Now let's bring attention to your breath. If you can, continue leaving the eyes closed to feel. Place your hands over your heart and your chest to feel how the breath moves your body. How the inhale expands and lifts your chest as it rises to meet your hands and your heart. Being the container, and when you exhale, you empty, we soften, we receive the letting go, surrender. I invite you to take 3 more breaths, inhaling and exhaling as 1. Inhaling and exhaling as 2. And when you complete the 3rd one, release the hands to your legs. Open the eyes. Before we come off of our comfortable seat, we will practice some pranayama. Pranayama is bringing in the life force energy, the breath practice. So I'd like you to imagine that your body is an empty vessel, like an empty glass of water. And on the inhale, we're going to fill up, putting the water in the glass. On the exhale, we're going to drink the water down until the glass is empty. We'll add some arms. So on the inhale, we will grow and expand and fill up as if you're the top of a glass. Be the container. On the exhale, become empty. We'll do that 3 times together. Inhale, fill up your glass, fill up your body's temple. Exhale, release. Inhale, scoop up, fill up, be the container. Exhale, empty completely. Let go. Be held. One more time, deep breath. Expanding chest, lungs, ribs, heart, full expansion. Exhale, release. However it best serves you. Moving onward, we're going to work with another breath practice. This time what we're going to be doing is circling the breath. So we'll start at the bottom of our spine and we'll circle the breath up the front of the body to the crown and over the head. And as we exhale, it's going to turn and go down the back body to the very base of the spine. So it's just going to circle up and circle back, circle up and circle back. We'll do that 3 times, and then we'll reverse the direction. Now, at any time, those of you want to just pause your video, or I guess I don't know if you can pause this. This is a live feed. Yeah, we can't do that today. Sorry. Or just practice this on your own. You can always try this again later if I'm going too fast. But let's try it together now. So when you're ready to inhale, let's visualize you're sitting in a big circle, a big ball of light. And we start at the bottom, inhaling up the front. Comes to the top. It turns into the exhale and descends and empties down the back of your body. And we do that again. Collect the inhale at the bottom. Arms are optional. Exhale, open. Let go. Empty vessel. One more time. Exhale. Now reverse. Inhale from bottom up the back, so it grows up the spine. Expand your wings. And exhale, it waterfalls down the front of the body to the base. And again, inhale up the back. Fill up to the apex of the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, it turns and comes out, down the heart, down the body, back down to the earth, and underneath you one more time. Let it rise up the back of your body. And exhale. Empty. Here we are, ready and present. Beautiful. Just notice how that feels. What has awakened, what sensations have come up. And then let's take it and move it with our body practice. There's a really beautiful way of opening and expanding the heart. And there's a beautiful way of closing and coming back in to that safety within our body. So some of you have probably practiced before where you can open a chest and come back together. We're going to do this with cat-cow. So let's come off of our seat. You've been sitting on a tool. Just remove it out of the way. Let's come up to our hands and knees. So a fine example is inhaling into the heart, inhaling into the back of the body, and filling up with life force on a big breath when we see this cat expansion and cow. Then we empty. So first we'll start kind of the traditional way. Inhale, expand the heart, bring it through. Exhale, looking into the body, lifting up, pushing the mat away. Inhale, filling up. Be the container. Exhale, empty completely. And bowing into your own heart. Let's do 3 more. Filling up. Smile. Draw the shoulders back towards your hips. Exhale, round your spine. Lift the navel up and squeeze all the breath out. There's nothing left. One more big breath, filling up. Enjoy that expansion. You are the container. And now surrender it out. and then sitting back onto the knees. Let's try that in opposition. So with the body and the breath, there's no one way of breathing, and there's no one body that we have to say this is the right way or the wrong way. Every one of us is different, unique, yet we share the same quality of oneness, and that the gift of breath is what connects us together with spirit, with nature. So let's try the opposite. This time coming up onto hands and knees and inhaling into the back of the body. So now we're filled up the top. And as you exhale, the belly empties, the chest empties. There's a hollow. Inhale into the upper back. Diaphragm in the back of the body. Exhale, let it go. Empty. Inhale, filling up. So we're a big balloon, and now we empty. Last one. And let it go. Sit back now again, and let's add on to this using Balasana or Child's Pose. So let's open the knees, big toes come together, and prepare for laying down between the legs, letting the rib cage come in, and walking and stretching the arms and the hands, wide fingers, bringing the forehead down, third eye to kiss the earth. And enjoying this relaxation and stretch. We use this position in Child's Pose to be empty in our exhale. Here's the surrender, softness. As we inhale, we'll draw from our power to fill up and do and activate by pulling from our hands, lifting up into spaciousness while we expand and grow. Now, this is not a cat position, but instead we're filling up. We're kind of round in my back. So if you've never tried this, if it's unfamiliar, it might feel a bit weird. I'm using this area of where I breathe. Notice I'm not up here in my neck, because there's no lungs in my neck. The lungs are in the diaphragm, lower lungs, upper chest, upper back, mid-back. Here's where we are the container. On the exhale, I empty and push. Into a child's pose where it's hard for me to even speak right now because I have no more air. And I'm going to let now the breath be the leader. So you at home, if I'm going too slow, go ahead and start practicing. Otherwise, we'll try this together. We're going to let the inhale expand us up by inflating the balloon in our lungs and diaphragm. Exhale, deflate, stretch out, empty. Inhale, expand, fill up. Eyes look at the fingertips. Exhale. Eyes look back to the feet and the toes, empty. Surrender. Power up, be the power. Do, expand, activate. Exhale, softly let go. Sit back, do nothing, rest. 3 more, yogis. Activate, fill up, be the container that holds all the power of all possibility, and then exhale. Be receptive to open to anything that comes. Listen. Last one. Big full breath and exhale. Sit. We will add on to this now by bringing the body into a position to practice for a cobra. We're going to bring the legs together. Knees are squeezing. Hands are right underneath the shoulders next to where we're going to breathe in our side ribs. Press the front of the pubic bone and the top of the feet down to protect your lower back. And anchor and feel the strength and the power of being planted in your lower body. Now the breath in the lungs is where we're going to initiate. So as the rib cage expands, that helps us lift, and the hands help to push to support as shoulders pull back. Coming up for cobra. And exhale. Empty. The breath initiates. Inhaling the ribs, you feel your body rise. Your upper back expands, and as we push the hands down, forward and down into the earth, if you're flexible, come high. If not, keep it low. And as we exhale, softly let go and surrender. Inhale. Right away, the ribs push yourself up. Baby cobra doesn't even need hands. This might be enough for everyone at home. If you want to push up, you can. Otherwise, let it go. One more in your own time. And we will finish by inhaling to push back, up, and back, and exhale into child's pose. Beautiful. I'll sit up for a moment as we move forward and I have a chance to wipe off my perspiration. I'd love to address some advanced yogis out there. I myself, as an advanced yogi, sometimes slowing down is one of the most advanced, hardest things to do. To be in the journey of discovering something new again for the first time, like the simplicity of breath, and moving from basic postures like child's pose, cobra, cat and cow, can require us to come inward and humble and feel very deeply, when often we want to be doing more challenging things. And the reason why I'm bringing us back to the basics today is so that we can understand that we're sitting in a time of challenge and surrender. Surrendering to these moments of softening inward and finding that there's a depth and a power in these moments of softening that can help us grow and evolve. So I put these two things together, and then we'll practice them 5 times. We'll draw the knees together and take child's pose and exhale. Inhale, madcap. Exhale, lower down. To prepare for cobra, to inhale, the ribs push us up. And the exhale pushes us back. To emptying child's pose. So simple. We inhale, expansion, fill up with life force. Exhale, give it back to the earth. Inhale, expand. chest rises. Exhale, push back, bowing into your body. 2 more just like that. Inhale, back body and diaphragm. Exhale, heart to the earth. Empty. Inhale, expand your chest. Eyes roll to third eye. Exhale, sit back. Child's pose. Follow your breath, inhaling to lift. Exhale to lower. Keep it fluid and soft. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, fluidly come back and sit. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Feel the meditative space of breath up to cobra, and exhale, child's pose. When you're ready, walk your hands up. Let's sit. Checking in. Moving onward. Let's add something a little more advanced. Downward facing dog. So in these basic forms would lead us to things like Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, and many practices within the yogic fields, and yoking and uniting our breath with our body. Let's add a beautiful posture that we see all of our animals and all of our capacities experience and stretch. Even when we wake up in the morning and we want to stretch, that is part of downward dog. So if we're coming from this same space of child's pose, we take our same breath up. We take our same lower down. We inhale, cobra. We exhale to push back. Now we take it a little higher into down dog. So we come up and breathe in. And we're going to tuck the toes and push back. And lift up. Now everyone's a little different. So you might want to change where your hands or your feet are. Soften the elbows and the knees. And just push. Push into the earth. And then begin to push the ribs towards the thighs. Roll the shoulders back towards the hips and lift them up a little higher, sinking the heels down into gravity. Stretching into downward facing dog. Navel strong. Tuck the pelvis and then relax it back. Tuck the head and look to your belly and then look to your knees. Just take a moment to bend one knee at a time and allow this dog, this animal, the soft animal within you, to explore. And at any time, drop your knees if your arms are tired. Come back and rest in child's pose if you need to. And try again. Push from the hands back to the feet. Balance the weight between the feet and hands, the pads of the fingers. Lift the hips, drop the back of the neck, and say hello to the earth by pushing yourself into the ground and lengthening, expanding, and checking in with where is your breath. What I notice is when I forget to breathe, that means I have some blockages, I might have some tensions, and I start to move a little bit, make it easy. Because if I'm not breathing, my body is hardening in tensions that could easily be remedied with the simplicity of just a new breath. We're going to add the breath from down dog, inhaling and exhaling. To inhale us into plank and an up dog with the toes still curled under by tightening the hips, drawing the shoulder blades back, and coming into a position where we can feel the strength of our press. So we inhale back, exhale push. Inhale forward and exhale surrender. Empty and be held. Now actively do inhale, fill up, push. And then exhale, surrender. Be held inside this posture. Trust. Inhale, strong plank, energy. Exhale, surrender. Now, sit back. A little teaching moment here. Surrender does not mean that you have to completely give up. Surrender is also a way to see it as surrender to the feeling, surrender to the challenge. So even though we might be exhaling and emptying and receiving, that doesn't mean we still can't utilize the presence of supporting ourselves from within, so that we don't surrender and crumble, but we surrender and accept because it belongs to us. And I'd like to say that as I'm speaking to many of you practicing with me today, that you might feel tired today. You might want to go a little bit further today. You're welcome to take a break or continue on. So now we'd like to move forward between the crown of the head, as if you're wearing a crown, and the tail of your tailbone is if you have tail feathers. So if you're wearing a crown, let's pretend you are. Just put it there. Rubies, diamonds, feathers, whatever you like. And within that, go to the root of the crown, which is the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. So now we get a little bit more physiologically scientific. We have very important glands that are our master glands and that are the light that brings in the information to inform our body from the sun. At our tail feathers, as if you had tails of a tuxedo, or maybe you're a bird with long tail feathers. At your tail, we have a very important gland called the coccygeal gland, and that sits between your coccyx and your anus. And that position of the coccyx in association with the top of the pineal gland and the pituitary gland are what informs your spine from birth until death of the spinal fluid's messages that make our body function. Organs, glands, muscles, bones, on a scientific level. Let's move from these places with the body and the breath. So what I mean by that is this. If I start in child's pose, I'm going to initiate by inhaling from my crown. Feel it ripple to my tail. As I exhale, I'm going to exhale from my tail and feel it ripple up to my crown. I'm going to inhale from my crown into cobra. Lungs are still filling up. I'm going to exhale from my tail and let it ripple back as I push to my crown. And inhale, head to tail, downward facing dog. Emptying that exhale, I'm ready to initiate another inhale from the crown of my head. Coming into plank, feel it all the way through my tail feathers. I'm going to exhale, lower my hips, and let my tail move up to my head. I'm going to now drop my knees and sit back, and we'll try the whole thing together, body and breath. Inhale, head to tail, filling up. Exhale, tail to head, laying down. Inhale, head to tail, cobra. Exhale, sit back to child's pose. Tail pulls all the way up to the ground. Inhale, filling up, rise up to mad cat. Exhale, tuck your toes, sit back, push up to downward dog. Tail to head. Inhale to plank, head to tail. Exhale, drop your hips, upward dog with toes curled under. Supporting as you surrender. Drop the knees in. Inhale. Sit back to child's pose. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Fill up. Exhale, empty down. Inhale, rest to cobra. Exhale, push back. Inhale, do that again. Rise up, mad cat. Exhale, tuck toes. Sit back. Tail the head. Inhale, rise. Downward facing dog. And inhale, initiate to plank. Exhale, lower the hips. And sit back, child's pose. Beautiful. Let's all take a seat up. And we're going to come standing now. So please come standing just to the center of your mat, placing the feet underneath your hips here. And that way you can get a sense of balance. So just take a moment to rock a little side to side. Feel if you're standing on the left side, right side, forward and back. And take a moment to place your fingers between your hips and the lower ribs. The reason why I want you to do that is to feel that you can lengthen and then also do the same thing in the back. So you can lengthen from the back of the kidneys and the rib cage here. So we support the digestive system, the lungs, the respiratory system, and allow the body some spaciousness. So again, in simple form today, we're going to fill up as if you are the funnel and filling up a container in your upper body. We're going to fill up from the crown to the heart this time. And look up. And from the bottom of the heart down to the feet, we empty. Inhale, push the earth away, and from your head to your heart, fill up. And from the base of the heart, empty down. If you have hard problems with your knees, you don't have to come all the way, just come halfway. And we come inward. So we do 3 more. Big breaths. Stand, push the floor away. Fill up, be the container. Exhale. Empty and let go. Big breath, follow it up. gather in the sun, gather in the moment to say thank you for this body, thank you for this day. Exhale, honor, balance, respect. Thank you, Earth, for holding me, for holding us. So here we begin to apply that bridge that bridges us to Earth and nature even more. Fill up and be the container of our universal everything. Love it in your heart. And as you exhale, let it go. And we're supported and held here on Earth. Beautiful. I'm going to turn sideways. Let's expand this. Inhale, fill up. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this body. Exhale, squat down, empty. Be held. Now let's stretch forward into Uttanasana or forward fold. If you need a block, have it handy. It can be there to support you. Drop the head, press the feet into the mat, and extend the hips up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Back to a squat, soften the shoulders. Inhale, gather the energy. Breath comes in, we're strong, we're powerful, we can do. Exhale, we let it all out. The heels can lift, you come in to full surrender. Uttanasana, forward fold, inhale, long legs. Those of you that have tight hamstrings, use a block. Drop the head, and exhale, squat back down. Inhale, press through the feet. Expand and reach. Exhale, release. Inhale, stretch the legs, forward bend. And exhale, come back. Nice. From here, we're going to drop the knees forward, softly and gently. And come on up to the knees. Let's walk the feet down so that we plant them. And allow for a big breath and body expansion and contraction. We're going to place the hands behind the hips, preparing for Ustrasana or camel. And what I love about Ustrasana is this feeling of heart opening, the real sensation of the respiratory system filling up, being that container, and then bowing into ourselves to empty. And we'll expand this for more advanced yogis. This also is a little bit like the five Tibetans, one of the five Tibetans, which is about longevity. If you practice this over and over, it can expand your lifespan. So hands are going to protect the lower back. Fingers are going to point down. We're going to roll the shoulders back and down and tighten across the abdominal wall. If you need to squeeze a block, it will remind you to use your inner thighs. And on an inhale, we will simply roll the shoulders back. The body and the chest rises to contain. And on an exhale, we're going to look down to our heart and empty. Now in the most basic, simple form, it's just filling up the chest and the diaphragm. Contain the breath this beautiful day. Exhale. Tightening the core and bowing into your heart. A little more advanced yogis, press the hips more forward. Expand the chest, the respiratory system. Drop the ears and the head back. Exhale, look forward, curl inward, sit back. Head comes down, empty. And we press up, fill up, open back, ears go back, hips go forward. Exhale, roll forward, look to the heart, to the belly, and bow. So the body and breath come together. The inhale initiates. Fill up. Breath pulls the navel to the back, bows in, and we surrender and soften. Practicing again. Feel the breath right behind you lift you up. The wind beneath your wings, like that beautiful song that Bette Midler sang in the movie Beaches, if you remember that. Exhale. Go forward. Bowing in and empty. Wait for the inhale. Big power up. Go back. Exhale. Pulls you in and we empty. Last one. Chest expands. And we come in. Beautiful. All right, let's put all of this together now. We can start in the middle of our mat. We'll begin by curling our toes under, feeling the foundation and the roots. And when you're ready to, trust yourself and let's just have a bit of play to stand shoop-ha, from your feet, and we expand up. Exhale from the heart to the earth, empty, squat down. Inhale, Uttanasana. Use a block if you need to. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, softly draw them to the mat. Exhale, anchor. Hands to support. Inhale, camel. Exhale, bow into child's pose. Inhale, roll up and stand. Big breath. Exhale. Contraction. Straight legs as much as you can. Uttanasana. Exhale, bend down. Drop the knees, inhale. Exhale, hands prepare. Chest takes us back. And exhale draws us inward. Rolling back up. And coming to rest. Beautiful. Please come to a comfortable seat. You have something to sit upon, like a block or a pillow at home. Come join me back here in a posture that you can expand your spine. Close the eyes like we began and take a moment to listen. Pause and feel. This simple practice is giving you at this moment. What is new information? What is something that you can draw upon from bridging the breath and the body today? Notice any subtle changes. The way your shoulders might feel more at ease. perhaps a sense of peace of mind coming from within you. As you sit again in this posture, Sukhasana or easy pose, maybe you want to sit in a chair at home. Does it feel any different from when we began? Grounded, settled. I invite you to put your hands again back over your heart and invite a longer breath in and hold the breath. Be the container. When you need to, exhale it out. Soften. Take 2 more of these new breath experiences as if this is the first time you've ever done this. Because with the beginner's mind, we have the open ability to draw in all possibilities of this intelligence, this education, this growing, this evolution together. Such a power in this breath, such an essence of spirit. It belongs to you and also belongs to everything. So we are breathing the same air that all of our ancestors have breathed since the beginning of creation. So the next time you inhale, hold it in. And feel that you're holding the power of creation, the power of action, the power of doing. And the next time you exhale, surrender it and let it out, letting go to the possibilities of rebirth, like a baby being born for the first time, ready to absorb all things new. Beautiful yogis. Release your hands. And I'd like to leave you with this teaching before we surrender into Shavasana. We are living in very new, weird, wacky, and wonderful times. There's adversity, there's challenge, there's the new. There's also possibility and excitement and the ability to look forward and see what we have instead of looking at the past and fearing what it tells us about what we have lost. The true preservation of spirit, human spirit and nature spirit, and what we see our earth is doing is the ability to regenerate. Coming from yesterday's Easter Sundays and Passovers, and maybe if you celebrate these, the energy of this is about resurrection and rebirth. Letting go of what is past and dying, or what the lack is that we don't have anymore, and looking forward to what we do have now and the possibility of resilience and ongoing. And that to me is what each inhale carries, the capacity, the prana, the life force to sustain us in continuing. And the exhale, the letting go, the softening, that surrender also has the ability to restore us moment to moment. And each moment is new. Each moment has so much power. So we're going to lay down in Shavasana. And this is complete death, corpse pose, restoration. And yes, this was a simple, easy practice today. The next time you practice with me, it's going to be a challenge. We're going to go full advanced. Trust me. This is the balance of life. Some days we need to take it easy. Some days we need to fire it up and step it up. And within each of it, coming together in a polarity of alignment, we find balance to carry forward and onward in life. So I invite you to lay down, open your legs as wide as your hips, if not wider, wide as your mat. If you need to, put a bolster under your legs. You're going to prop yourself up, get very comfortable. Slide your shoulder blades underneath you. Palms are going to face up. Anything that keeps your head from being comfortable and on straight, remove it out of the way. Close your eyes and settle into stillness. Nothing to do but surrender to the stillness. Commit to receiving, being held, and being empty. I pray that you can allow the sounds of the waves coming from the sanctuary today to soothe you. That the ebb and flow of the sea is the mirror of your breath in and out of your body. We all come from and go back to the earth. As Mama Earth holds us and is restoring this time of rebirth. We can give ourselves a time, death and surrender. Bring your awareness to the spaces where your body meets the mat or the floor underneath you. Here at the sanctuary, we have people walking by that reminds me that there's life always moving. Even in the stillness as we lay here, our planet is turning on its axis. Our oceans are constantly moving. Even though we may be in our homes inside, there's always Invite us all to inhale deeply, reach our arms overhead, stretch our legs forward, and exhale and roll over onto our sides to rest on your arm. Feel the power, softness of your prana, your life force, your breath. And then use your body's strength by pushing your hands into the mat. So we can close our practice today by chanting Om, which carries the sound and breath as well. However you would like to sit, I invite us to join our hands in Anjali Seal, the position of prayer, of balance, respect, gratitude, equality. Hands at the heart, bow the head. Let's take a deep breath, and we'll close with 3 Oms today. Inhaling through the nostrils comfortably, filling up, be the container. May our practice today be of benevolent service for the highest good, light, and love. To breathe into the body of all beings, into the body of our earth, to the body of our own home within our body. May it reach you within your home today to expand some light, some education, and some intelligence, and to bridge us together again and again through the breath, through the divine spirit within us and within all. I bow to you and say namaste. And thank you for joining.